Hello fellow collectors and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Deluxe Class Cup from the Transformers Studio Series 86 line. You can see he is 86 sub number 02. I love this artwork of Cup here on the side. He has seen some stuff. He is freaking out. He looks terrified in this picture. I don't know why. I don't know what's going on with him, but he looks terrified. Something's going on. But I think the artwork's a lot of fun. It's great artwork. I just don't know why they decided to depict him so terrified. But in any case, not too much going on the top or bottom. On the back here, you can see you have the robot mode, you have the vehicle mode. He does come with some accessories, which are pretty fun. And then he comes with the giant squid diorama scene from the movie, which is going to be a ton of fun. So I'm really excited for this guy. I'm going to go ahead, get him out of the box here, and we're going to take a closer look. So here's the diorama that Cup comes with. Another iconic scene from the movie when they crash land on Quintessa and they have to fight the giant squid. You can see that Hot Rod has already cut through the tentacle here with his buzzsaw arm. In fact, if you want, you can even bring Hot Rod in with his buzzsaw arm, firing at the squid's eye with his kind of smokestack cannons on his forearm there. So you can complete the scene if you have both of these guys. But I just think these are really fun. I think there's some really nice artwork on these, and they are doing a great job with these backdrops included with these figures. Alright, so here is Cup out of the packaging, and for the most part, I think he looks pretty good. He doesn't have too much kibble. He does have a little bit here on the back of the leg, which tends to come unpegged a lot. And that's kind of a bummer. Not so much with this leg, but definitely with this leg. He's got a little bit of a backpack, much better than the original toy, but obviously in the movie and the show, he didn't really have any kind of a backpack, which I always thought was weird because, like, where do all his parts go? But that's the magic of animation. But I would say for the most part, it's a happy compromise. It's a very small little backpack. I don't think it's a problem, and it doesn't hinder his waist or hip articulation at all, so that's nice. The ankle tilt's a little weird, I gotta be honest. Because there's so much kibble on the back of the leg, I feel like it gets lost a little bit. And normal figures, like if I try to put them like this and then kind of like push down, the ankle tilt will kind of naturally like deploy. I know that's a weird term to use with ankle tilt, but this I feel like I have to make it happen. And then when I try to pose him, it still looks unnatural and he ends up kind of bending forward. I don't know. There's just something off about it. It's just not perfect. I wish it was a little better. I don't know how to describe it. And it's probably not really a big thing, but something about it's weird. And then I try to like move his leg around and then this piece flops off and meh. In any case, like I said, I think for the most part, he looks pretty good. I do think the shoulders look a little wide. I mean, when you think about where the actual shoulder joint is, it's kind of fairly decently far away from the torso. But not a big deal. I love the Autobot symbol on the hood of his car there, / chest. I think all of the orange paint detailing looks really, really good. His head sculpt is a little weird. I don't know. He looks really somber. Like he's either just been told some bad news or he's trying to think of a way out of a situation. I'm not really sure. I mean, he is like a grizzled old war vet, so, you know, maybe he's just trying to figure something out. But he looks kind of depressed. He looks kind of sad. You know? I don't want my Transformers to look sad. So I don't know what's going on with that. But like I said, I'm nitpicking things. Ultimately, I do think he looks pretty cool. He does have some accessories here. He has this gun, which I think looks pretty good. And then he does have the, like, Energon goodie dispenser, which I think is a nice inclusion. That's a really cool accessory. In the movie, he kind of pulls it out of his belt buckle down here. So I think that's really fun. He offers that to the Alicons, and then when he runs out, they jump him. If you haven't seen the movie, sorry, spoilers, but you should see the movie. It's a lot of fun. So yeah, I don't know. I think he's good for the most part. I don't know that he's flawless. I will say he's got a nice feature where all of his limbs can come off, which is kind of hysterical. If we go back to that scene, the diorama that he comes with where they have crash landed into the ocean of Quintessa and they're fighting the giant squid or octopus, whatever it is. I think it's a squid. He gets damaged, and then you can have Hot Rod come in with his little welding tool, you know, so he can fix everything up. I think that's pretty cool. And you can do all 4 limbs can come off. It's not just those 2. I think in the movie he loses an arm and a leg, but you can actually take off all 4 at the same place, both at the both arms at the bicep and then both legs at the thigh swivel there. So you need Hot Rod to fix them up so that they can find the Dinobots and get off this twisted planet. So I've done some of the articulation, but just to show you everything, the head is on a ball joint, so you can do front to back rotation there. Obviously swivel, no problem. A little bit of side to side rock, not too much. Again, you have the shoulder swivel and hinge, but it just feels a little bit too far away from the torso there. Of course, you have the bicep swivel because that's where the arm can pop off. You have a little bit over 90 degrees in the elbow, but unfortunately, he's got no wrist articulation. I was really surprised about that. I thought he would have a wrist swivel, but that is all one solid piece there. He does have a waist swivel. He's got a hip that can kick all the way to the front, all the way to the back, all the way out to the side with a hinge there. Again, thigh swivel. You can go at least 90 degrees there in the knee, but again, this kibble keeps popping off, which is a bummer. And then you have that ankle tilt that I talked about. So, decent articulation, pretty decent articulation there. I wanted to do a quick comparison with the Takara Tomy Legends cup from Titan's Return. I honestly can't decide which one I like better. Let me take his Target Master off because I feel like that gives this one the edge because I'm biased towards Target Masters. But if we just take a look at the robot modes, you can see that this one's actually a little taller, which is surprising. This one, I will say 100%, I love the head sculpt. This is the cup from the Japanese Headmasters cartoon through and through. They nailed it. That is his head sculpt. He looks happy, which I more than I can say for this dude over here. I will say this guy's color scheme is perfect for the movie. This guy's color scheme is perfect for the Japanese Headmasters cartoon, which is obviously what they were going for. So, but yeah, I think they both look good. I think this one might get the edge because he's a Headmaster and he's a Target Master, and just because I kind of like his color scheme a little better. But that's not to say that this guy is bad. He has you can see what it looks like now to have the shoulders a little bit closer to the body. And while I don't not like this, I don't know. When I first saw pictures, I thought it was worse. In hand, I'm getting used to it, so it's a little better. Because he does have these sections in the movie. He does have that. So I understand why they wanted to put that in there. But I don't know. It feels a little far away. But honestly, I think at the end of the day, I like both of them for different reasons. So I'm glad I have both. I really can't decide which one I like better. His colors are a little bit brighter, but I feel like his colors are a little bit more movie accurate, and that's what they're going for, because obviously these are based off the movie. So I can't decide. I think I like them both for different reasons. But this guy definitely, if you're going for the movie vibe, this guy definitely fits the bill. All right, so let's go ahead and get into transformation here. It's interesting. We'll check it out. So you're going to spin the head around 180 degrees. Now, I don't know if you actually have to do that, but they always have you do that. We're going to come to the arms and unpeg these so that they flip straight out like so. Then you're going to flip out these pieces. You can see how there's a large pin right here. And this is going to flip out. I can never remember which way this is supposed to flip out. I believe it's supposed to flip out. The arms go straight back like this. And then they're supposed to flip out. There we go. Flip out like that. And then kind of bring them back. So flip this. It's very tight, surprisingly. And I'm always afraid I'm going to break it. There we go. Okay, so we have the arms out like so. Now this is where it gets a little weird. So you have to like flip this down. This is going to flip out. While these are up, these pieces flip around. Now you have to kind of unpeg this black piece of plastic that the neck is pegged into by kind of lifting it up so that you can see how it hooks in. There's these two tiny little pegs, and I'll try to get a little closer, right there and there. And they just kind of lightly tab there and there just to kind of keep it all together and cohesive in the robot mode. But this is going to flip around like this. Just like that. Then you have to do this weird thing with this torso. So you can see how there's this black piece here. This has to kind of like bend down and then kind of fold up a little bit more. It's really weird. So something like that. And then you're going to flip this up. And this is going to close up over the head. But at the same time, this has to flip around like that. Then this comes down and kind of fills in this spot. Hold on, what did I do wrong? Why is this not going? Oh, because it flipped back in, that's why. Okay. This has to go down here. That's why that has to flip down so that it's not in the way. Sometimes it likes to flip back around. So anyway, you can kind of bend the hands a little bit like this, but you can see how that kind of forms the side, and then that folds over top and closes up around there. Then you're going to come down to the legs, and this is interesting. So this flips open. You can see there's a little pin here. This is going to bend like this, and then you're going to close this back up. And all that does is kind of lock it at a 45-degree angle, because you're going to need that for the vehicle mode. So get that locked in like so. You can tuck in the little toes like that. This is going to come up like this, and then it kind of moves over so that it's in line like that, and that extends that out. So you're going to do that again over here. And then this comes up, and you can see that there's a tab right here, and that's going to tab in right there. So then this comes up and tabs in like so. And you kind of bring this all up, and it's just weird. It's like you have to get all these panels to line up. There we go. So bring this up, that pegs in there like that. And then you're going to flip these closed like this and peg these together right in there. I don't know why it's not going, but there we go. That pegs together like that, and then you can see that there are these two large pegs underneath, and the fists are going to peg in there. So you just peg that on there like that, and that'll kind of give some stability and shore everything up. And there you go. There is Cup's pickup truck mode. And I kind of feel dumb, but I recently found out the reason his name is Cup is because it's pickup truck. Pickup truck. They just took the word cup out of the second half of pickup. I never knew that. I feel really stupid now because he's a futuristic pickup truck. So yeah, if you all knew that, you know, congratulations. I feel really dumb, but I never really understood why that was his name. I never put it together, but kind of blew my mind. But anyway, I think it looks pretty cool. I think they did a nice job with it. Rolls pretty nice. You have the gun, which has a tab on the side, so if you want to peg that in. There are tabs here. Now, I don't know why it's not. I guess this is kind of in the way, but you can certainly tab it on here if you would like. Or not, apparently. What about up here? I know it tabs into these tabs. There we go. You also have this, which has the tab. So you can tab this on. I think these are... I don't know. This is confusing me now because... Is this supposed to go on here? Okay. It's these spots right here. But I mean, these tabs look like they should be too, but I guess it's just these. So there you go. Let me see. I'm going to take this one off and tab this one on. Yeah, there you go. And then tab this one on here. There you go. So that's kind of neat. I think it's cool that there's storage for that. I think it's a pretty cool little vehicle mode. I wanted to do a comparison real quick with the Titan's Return. You can see how much taller it is. It's really ridiculously taller. I think this one's definitely more reminiscent of what he looks like in the cartoon and the original toy, because it has that kind of leg sweep back here that this one really didn't have. You can kind of see the toe just hanging out there. The fists are definitely exposed. And I mean, I liked this one, especially because it had a cockpit for the headmaster, which is nice. And obviously that's not needed over here. So I think this one is definitely more accurate to the original toy and to his appearance in the movie and the cartoon. But I think this one's fun if you're looking for a cockpit for a headmaster, which is why that's so much higher up. But I think this one definitely feels more like Cup in vehicle mode, if I had to say. I think Cup is a ton of fun. I definitely don't think he's perfect, but I think he's a lot of fun, and I still recommend picking him up. Before this figure, the Takara Legends Titans Master, whatever you want to call him, cup was my kind of definitive cup. I thought they did such a good job with that. The color scheme was great. The Headmaster aspect was fun. He really looked like the Headmaster's cartoon, and I really liked that he came with his Target Master partner. I really liked everything about that figure. When I first saw pictures for this one, I wasn't as excited. Like I said, I thought there were a couple things. Most notably, I think the shoulders are a little too far away from the torso. I still kind of feel that way. Now that I've handled him in hand, I don't notice it as badly as when I first saw those pictures, but I still think it's there. His head sculpt, I'm not 100% in love with. It's a little goofy in my opinion. I think they could have done something a little better. It's not terrible, but it's okay. The kibble here on the back of the legs, I'm not a super fan of, but again, it's not a huge problem. It's just a little nitpicky thing. The ankle tilt, I feel like, is a little off as well. I can't really seem to get him in a great pose. Now, again, I'm terrible at posing figures, so it's probably just me. But there's a lot I like about the figure. I really do like the color scheme. I think they nailed that. I think he 100% looks like Cup's appearance in the movie. I love the orange and the gunmetal gray coloring they used. The Autobot symbols painted very nicely. I think they nailed the vehicle mode. I think they did a really great job with that. Very reminiscent of his vehicle mode from both the movie and the show. And definitely, this pulls off the vehicle mode more so than that Takara Legends Titan Master cup. I also like how you can take all of his limbs off to simulate the scene in the movie where he gets damaged, so Hot Rod can repair him. I like the accessories that he comes with. I love the little Energon goodie dispenser. I think that's a fantastic little inclusion. So there's a lot here that I like, and I still would pick him up. Even if you have the Takara Legends one, I would still pick this one up. I definitely think there are good things about both figures, and I can honestly not pick a favorite because I like them both for different reasons. I think maybe the Takara Legends has a more successful robot mode, but I think this has a more successful vehicle mode. But I don't hate either one's robot or vehicle mode, if that makes sense. So they're both great figures for different reasons. So it's kind of just like, do I want a more movie accurate cup, or do I want a Headmaster / Target Master cup? And then that way you can kind of fulfill both needs. So I definitely still recommend picking this one up. I guess I'm just not as blown away. Like with Jazz, I was blown away. That is such a great figure. He looks fantastic. And with Cup, I'm not as blown away. I still like him, but I'm just not as blown away as I was with Jazz, or with Hot Rod for that matter. I think Hot Rod really, really was a perfect figure. They did a great job with that. And I still think Cup's a lot of fun. I just don't think he's perfect. So maybe I'm overreacting. Maybe I'm nitpicking too much. I don't know. I'll probably come to love this guy the more I handle him and I play with him. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, and subscribe. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. And as always, thanks so much for watching.